The ability to self-custody your own Bitcoin and transact freely should be a constitutional right, but by all means, change my mind. Bitcoin, crypto, morning tea. Hey. Good morning, everybody. My name's pianomattyb. That is Scaramucci's. This is your morning TA. A brief glimpse into the crypto markets where the sun's shining, where the winds blow. All the humble opinion of this piano Zamboni ringing the The FOMO index has inched up to 75 from yesterday's 74. Bitcoin dominance is 51.6%. 24-hour volume is 80 billion. The overall market cap, 2.55 trillion. Give or take 100 million. Well, looks like we got that Sunday dinner pump again. A nice reprieve after a week of bearish doldrums. Friday we saw the bears make their last attempt at pushing price down, sticking some wicks and finding a bottom in a bounce at 62.3, leaving its fingerprint right at the 200 moving average before making its way back up, having a little trouble with the 20 moving average until Sunday dinner was over and Bitcoin started to pump, getting back over both the 20 and the 50 moving average, peaking out at time of production 66.9. Now, as much as I liked the pump yesterday, it just wasn't enough for a couple reasons. First being, you can see we're carving out lower highs. Even yesterday was slightly lower than last Wednesday's high. So my key level I'm keeping my papers on is to get back up and over our channel's resistance, 69.3 and candlestick this wick back here at 70.5. So if and I say if we can do that this week, well, we can confidently say that this bearish leg down has come to an end and the momentum has changed back bullish. Failing that, one might argue we see another rangy dip down to 64K-ish. And then another lower high, say at around 66.7. Now over on the ding dong, you can see we're battling out in our channel of eternal monotony. Carving out candles both bearish and bullish that span the width of said channel, but the swings are getting smaller. And if we carve out this cute little symmetrical triangle of neutrality, you can see our exit points are up at 67.3 and down at 64K, which is also the 50% fib. So with similar behavior as last week, we could range within this triangle all week long. But what I'd like to see is a breakout to above the 20 moving average, at least, because until that happens, I'm somewhat bearish on price action. So carving out a candle close above the 20 moving average is this week's key metric. Quick look at the Wookie. Sees we did close the candle red, our second red weekly close in a row, and if, and I say if we were to close this week's candle red, which means at or lower than 67.1, it will be the third red candle in a row. And we haven't done that since way back in September when we were at egads 25K. Hard to believe we were at 25K last September. Now, although we did close the candle red yesterday, it wasn't without a valiant effort from the bulls fighting back from 60.7 back up to 67K, carving out a textbook hammer candle, a candle that signals continued bullish pressure to the upside. I particularly like these hammer candles after a spinning top, like the week prior, because it tells me the bears might have taken their last stand. The week before, we were split between the bears and the bulls. Then the bears made a play for lower prices, but the bulls came in to squash it. Now, of course, in these days of ETF madness, we are somewhat relying on that action, so this morning's open should be a wild one, my friends, so get ye popcorn. Locked and loaded, let's get Orville Redenbacher. And would you look at that, my friends? The sun's up. It's another beautiful day here on planet Earth. A day none of us are guaranteed, yet we're lucky enough to have anyway. So get out there and knock 'em dead. And remember, we're playing the same game as our psychopathic elected leads. That's right, it's the long game. So zoom out and have a fantastic day. And we'll be going live right away, so grab yourself a coffee. Join me for a quick one, and by all means, sing it with me now. I'll run the banks of boom to spang, Bitcoin, crypto, morning tea. Hey, whoa, cha-cha-cha-ching. Monday morning, good morning. Michael Saylor on a Monday morning in cyberspace. Apex Predator joining us on the live stream. Michael Saylor. It's hard to believe that September 25K. It's a distant memory. I've almost repressed the memory of 25K, but it was just in September. That seems wildly close. 25K. 67.1. That's bizarre to me. Wow. That's how fast time goes, and that's how our memories completely just forget. That's the resilience of the human spirit. That however negative things might have been, instantly forgotten as time moves on. Sneaky Beat Vaporizers, Monday in Manhattan, in cyberspace, Apex Predator, Monday in Manhattan. When I was looking at that Orville Redenbacher thing go by, the let's get Orville Rickenbachered. Now I can't say it. Of course I can say it playing the piano. Let's get Orville Redenbachered. It reminded me of those things. Sometimes you'll see like this guy is 50, like, I don't know, some celebrity, and then this guy was 50 when he did Cocoon or whatever, right? So they show this comparison of how old people looked back in the 80s and 90s, which is still kind of bizarre when you think of it. Why did they look so old in the 80s and the 90s when they were 50? Because when I imagined 50 when I was younger, I was like, well, that's one of the actors from Cocoon, one of those Ed Bradley types. They're old grandpas, right? And now as 50 approaches, getting closer and closer every day, I'm like, Jesus, I hope I don't look as old as Ed Bradley did in Cocoon. Treetop Music loved the piano duel yesterday. Thanks for tuning in. I didn't see you put in a request there, Treetop Music, or maybe you did and I missed it. I'm not sure. But either way, thanks for tuning in. So if anyone has a spare hand on their Google machine, try to find out how old Orville Redenbacher was in, I don't know, 1988 or somewhere in the 80s.
and let me know. Sneaky Beat Vaporize. Look at old grad photos. I swear half the kids at 30. No doubt. I remember going into junior high when I was 12 years old and looking at the grade 9 grads, right? 2 years, grade 9, that's 14. And looking like they all were adults, right? And then when I got into high school, I was grade 10, and I look at the grade 12 from yesteryear on the wall. I'd go back into the 80s and the 70s. I'm like, those are for sure 30-year-old, 17-year-olds. And then as life moved on, it's people seemingly got younger looking. And it's bizarre to me because we ate worse. One may argue that the diet was worse than it was for these people that look like they were 30 when they were 17. Damien wins. If you like the content, do the small favor in sharing to any social media. Even better, favor mention pianomattyb and other crypto YouTube channels and live streams. Oh, thank you, Damien wins. Yes, that's the way to do it. That's the way we build this channel. You see, outside of the... let's screw this up, pianomattyb. Let's do a rock version. Hit the likes, people, hit it all day long. Hit the likes while you listen to the song. While you listen to the song. Hit the likes while you listen to the song. Hit the likes when you listen to this song. Of course, the deceptive chord song. Yes, sir. Thank you very much for the super chat. What's going on here? Come on, YouTube. It's not like a YouTube live stream is hard enough to run, except when all these programs do not do what you want them to do. Okay, let's get back here. Let's get back to this. Yes, Carl Elder. Thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated. Yeah, so threw me off there. Thank you for all these super chat. Every time there's a super chat, it actually completely jogs my memory and train of thought, but it doesn't matter. I appreciate the super chats. I'd rather have the super chat than not have the super chat, but it's funny how you can instantly just forget your train of thought. Let's check out some charts there. So here we have the 4-hour chart, the noisy little so-and-so. Now you can see this red little arrow here. Not this one. Not the one I'm moving. Come on. Why do you go right to pump the legs? That doesn't make sense. I'm gonna lock you in. There. This little red arrow just is a symbol, if it were, of our lower highs. That's why I was like, no, even though I mean, I'm not going to poo-poo on a pump from last night right here, shoink. It still is a lower high. And you know what they say, unless you can break that series of lower highs, we're probably going to have another lower high. That's why I said if we consolidate down here in this triangle, zoinks, we may have a lower high of what was that, 66.7, something like that. So we do need to pump at least, and that I'm going to get rid of this red arrow here. It's a little bit too noisy. There we go. This little wick here is my indicator of bullish prowess. Once we can get over there, which is a rough 70.5 or so. So right about here where this arrow is. That's where I'm going to need to be in order for all the data and the metrics to say pianomattyb, we're now concluded this bearish leg and we are now on the up skis. Until then, I think we may continue down. Okay, we already got rejected. This is a wall right here. If you check out this, We're coming up against it. Nice little bull flag here too, but it's a wall. And within this little wall, we see diminishing returns too. So every time we get rejected, we come down a little bit further. So we're going to need to see a bigger bounce here to get all bulled up here with this bullish prowess. Unless that, tomorrow I may have to switch these magnets from the big one up top, the small one on the bottom, and the small one on the bottom, or the big one on the bottom, the small one on the top. So let's see what happens. What I'm not liking right now at this very moment is this calm silence of no action, right? This is when historically, while the ETFs have been pumping, we would see the move, right? Between 7:30 and 9, we would see the move from the ETF. So what does that tell us? That tells us perhaps we're not going to see any ETF action today. And if we don't see any ETF action today, we'll likely see grayscale dumpage action, and that might push the price down, unfortunately. But we'll see. I'd like to think it would have happened by now. So I'm going to screw this up either big. There we go. Oh, I see. Maybe we'll do the super chat a la Michael Saylor. It's hard to sing in that kind of higher voice. He's got a higher pitch, but let's just pretend it's Michael Saylor, the apex predator, the GOAT. Monday morning, market mayhem in Manhattan. Imagine it's Monday in Manhattan. It's an apex predator on the loose. Well, it's fallen away. Let's get back to Michael Saylor. Imagine you're in Manhattan on a Monday morning. Apex predators on the loose. What's going to happen? Well, price action. It's going to keep going up and up and up. Michael Saylor, the singer. It's hard to it's hard to do in Michael Saylor impression and not lose it, because sometimes it can end up like Dr. Evil. You know, if I let it go too far, Michael Saylor, Manhattan apex predator, can slink into Dr. Evil. So you got to watch that, and that's like my pro tip for you. If you're trying to attempt Michael Saylor impersonations, don't go too far and become Dr. Evil. And so let's take a look at this ding dong. Or Kermit, that's right, Kermit the Frog. Kermit the Frog, that's right. He does have a Kermit the Frog. So there's a group of voices: Michael Saylor, Kermit the Frog, Dr. Evil, and then also our good buddy Jordan Peterson. They all have this upper range in their nasal cavity. They all kind of talk in this higher voice, which is weird. You know, it's almost like their voice didn't crack when they're in puberty, and now it's constantly up here. Although Jordan Peterson kind of has a little rasp to his voice too. You can dial in the little bit of rasp at the end there, almost like a Bill Clinton has a little rasp in the back of the throat, a little rasp, and sometimes he can do it, sometimes he can't. However, I don't claim to be an impersonation. It's just I feel like I can hone in on Michael Saylor because he's got that right there. It's right there, right on there, right up there. Ding dong. Take a look at it. Now you can see. Look at this console. Let's move this back down into here. We go. Where are we going here? Yeah. Here's our triangle. Why does a dictionary come up here? Why does a dictionary? You can't see that, but look at this triangle, asymmetrical triangle of neutrality. This is a battle here. Let's get rid of these. What is this? These people jumping around here. Fortnite people. Oh yeah, because it's a channel of eternal monotony. Welcome, Tucker Carlson. Look at the battle in this channel. These are like, boom, these are daily swings within a channel, which is crazy. A daily swing within this channel. But the swings, my friends, they are getting lower. They are getting smaller. Need the guy from Police Academy to do the voices, Michael Winslow. Yeah, is that the black guy who could do the? He does a pretty good electric guitar. Andre P. Every 50-year-old I knew in the 80s were chain smokers. They looked horrible. That's right. Maybe that's the key. Everyone smoked back then. Maybe that's why everyone looked older. I remember when I was young, my dad would smoke in the car, windows up. You know, they didn't know any better. You know, that's how I put it to them. They were older, and they came from a generation where everybody smoked everywhere. I still remember actually smoking on buses and here's something everyone remembers this, but smoking sections in restaurants. So you could have a restaurant it's a room. There's no walls or windows. It's just a big open room. Half of it was non-smoking, but right beside the smoking right beside the non-smoking, the table over was smoking. So someone could be smoking right next door to your table. And now, how annoying would that be as a non-smoker to have people smoking? It seems ridiculous now. And I remember there's a lot of pushback, right? It's the same pushback. You kind of hear borders on the freedom, you know, don't take away my rights type thing, which I get and I'm sympathetic to. But there's certain times when we look back and we're like, Matt, that was probably a pretty decent move to stop smoking everywhere, including planes, including buses, including malls. Yeah. Sneaky Pete smoking in the malls. Now all you see when I go to the mall, which I hate going to the mall, I used to go with Duke every now and then to kill time after school, to get as far away from the computer and the screens as I could before just the inevitable capitulation to it would happen. So we'd go to the mall and walk around. And I noticed that what a lot of the older people like to do at malls is nap. They go to the bar and they find those chairs kind of miscellaneously in the center of the malls. They're like, oh, this is a nice place to nap. And that's how easy life is now, that you can go in the public and you can just take a nap and you have no fear like of anything happening. You feel so confident and so safe that you can actually shut your eyes and go to bed and take a nap in a mall. That's all we see now. But now I said once we got one of those bubble teas, because he was always wanting a bubble tea. And I'm like, I hate these bubble teas. Let's get one. And this will be if I like it, we'll get more. If I don't like it, we'll never get it again. And sure enough, I didn't like it. So needless to say, we've never gotten it again, and I never will. And I'll never go, hey, buddy, how's it going? Good. Do you remember when we went to the mall to get bubble tea and I said we'd never get it again? Do you remember that? Yeah. Did we ever get it again? Yeah. No, we didn't. We never got it again. Once I said I hated it. You still ask for it, but we never get it again. You brush your hair today? Yeah. Okay, buddy. Well, can you hit that blue button there, that green button? I know I always do it, but I might as well get you to do it. You're right there. Let's do some shout outs before we do anything. First off, super chatters. Carl Elder. Let's do it. Carl Elder.
Carl Elder.
And Sneaky Pete Vaporizers.
Sneaky Pete Vaporizers.
Our good friend Misco.
Misco.
And Randy a Bite.
Randy a Bite.
Hold on, before we go on. It's a funny story. Yesterday, someone asked me if I knew a Randy, and I'm like, I'm not sure I do. And what did Duke say? What did you say, buddy? Like, what about Randy a Bite? You know Randy a Bite. That's true. I do know Randy a Bite, I suppose. Okay, let's get back to it. Miss Teen Crypto, Randy Hipper.
Randy Hipper.
Stage manager, Jen Friesen.
Stage manager, Jen Friesen.
Mark Stone.
Mark Stone.
And DJ Morgan.
DJ Morgan.
A11Y.
A11Y, A11Y.
Ray Run.
Ray One.
Scylla Cyborg.
Scylla Cyborg.
The Backup Kid.
Backup Kid.
Yon J35T.
J35T.
Okay, let's try to pump this market, Duke. Let's do a little FOMO in at the top before we get out of here. Let's get the hair out of the way.
FOMO in at the top. Good.
Oh, you're not the piano's not even on, you little Dickens. There you go. Okay.
FOMO in at the top. Couldn't stop myself. A FOMO in at the top. Now I'm down a lot. A shootout car to resistance became support. A shootout car to resistance became support.
You're not going to do the verse? I like it when you make it up because you don't really know the lyrics. Try it. Try one quick verse
I
of
did
it.
like the Jimmy thing, you know, and the Jimmy you just do the good parts and then you.
Oh, yeah, the Jimmy, just the verse chorus out. Let's do a quick verse. Everybody,
Everybody's jumping off a bridge. All my friends are doing drugs. Everybody's smoking beers. I am the judge. I suppose they shouldn't care. Influencers everywhere telling me I'm missing out. And off of boats, I couldn't take it. Following at the top, can't stop myself. Following at the top, now I'm down a lot.
Nice job, buddy. Nice job. Nice improv. All right, let's sing them out. Look at that. You pumped it over 67K on this one. Not on this one.
Let's try this a long game. So zoom out and have a fantastic day. When the banks have been Spain, Bitcoin, crypto, money, and
Nice job, buddy. Now go get ready for your tennis camp, or you little Dickens. It is at the winter. We switched it. It's at the winter club today. Duke has a whole week of tennis club. All right, we'll get there. We'll get there, buddy.
It's winter club?
Yeah, we'll talk about it later, though. Off the stream there. Thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you have a wonderful Monday. I hope we can continue this pump. 1 second, please. 1 second, please. And you know what? I always forget. You always say how to pronounce it. It's Yon J35T. I know there's something there. Put it in before I start so I'll lock it into memory. Because you always say Yon Jest. That's what it is, right? Why can't I remember the way you say your name? You're gonna get a complex one of these days. Why can't pianomattyb remember my name? Why can't pianomattyb remember how I say my name? It's easy. It's Y, which is kind of sounds like a J in some languages. And J35T, which, you could maybe say it's jest, if one may be so bold. It's yon jest, it's yon jest, it's yon jest. Oh yes, it's yon jest. For the love of Pete, it's yon jest. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great day. Make sure you like and subscribe and share this video with someone